Hey guys, so this next thing in my, I really have no voice today, I'm really sorry. Sorry. This next thing in my, series of old things I wrote that are, not great or whatever, this one, I started getting a little more serious with my subject matter because, I was trying to expand a bit, and now I'm just writing about straight up depression and like people getting killed and yeah, the stuff I write about now is very no filtery. It's very raw. But anyway, the stuff I was writing then, I was like, oh, my mom's gonna read it, like different people are gonna read it. I didn't want it to scare anyone, or like, and I still feel that way about things I read, like with my dad. It's too dark. I don't want him to worry about my mental health or anything. Like, I'm not suicidal. Just because a character is suicidal doesn't mean I'm suicidal. So it's just like, I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, this story, I remember actually toning some of it down a bit when I wrote this, I think when I was 13. I think this was 8th grade. And I remember actually toning, or it might have been over the summer. I remember between 7th and 8th grade. I actually remember toning this down quite a bit when I typed it up, because this was still the era of handwriting and then typing things up. Because I remember changing some of it so it was less, you'll see. Because the center of this is an abusive relationship, but, yeah. So, we'll just get into this. So I called this Rat Race Dog Chase, the story of finding Jasper, so, I'm not gonna read the fake copyright page right now. I'm just gonna go in, and read this. So I went back to numbering chapters, and this is a bit longer, a bit better. Like, again, my writing was improving, definitely. So, there's that. So, alright. Chapter 1. My mother storms through the door of Avocado Lime Ranch and yells, "That man!" She takes a few more steps into the house and yells it again louder this time and sinks into Heidi, the armchair. The armchair is called Heidi because Mom bought it at a yard sale on top of a mountain with goats and everything. Anyway, Mom starts talking and she keeps her yelling voice on. "He told me to do the work his way, and I told him it was Kiki's way, and he said Kiki's dead, and I said she deserves more respect, and he doesn't. He said, she's dead, you idiot, so I told him I'm never coming back to work for him ever again." Kiki was Mom's old boss who died in a boating accident, and ever since she'd had to put up with Robert Robertson, called Bob, whom she hates. At least she doesn't have to deal with him anymore, but that means she can't work for the executive office anymore, and now we'll starve. Of course, anything's better than the Harvey days, which Mom won't speak of. Let me explain our family. My mom's name is Kelly May, and she has married and divorced, or some divorced her, 4 husbands, and somehow she ended up with complete custody over all of her 12 children, including me. Serena is the oldest in our family, 16. Serena's dad and my dad left before I was born, and right after I was born, Mom married Mr. Carlo, who waited 5 months before my mother conceived Elizabeth, who just turned 12. Right after she was born, Mr. Carlo went back to the army, and Mom married Mr. Jack Law, who had Jack Law Jr. and Nate Law, twins, now 10, and a year later they had Lydia Law. I don't remember these men, but when I was 6, out of the blue, Mom married Mr. Harvey. He seemed okay at first. Then we realized that he got drunk every night and got confused and beat people up and still tried to run the household, and one time we almost starved because he was drunk and forgot to buy groceries. Then Mom bought them, and Mr. Harvey got mad. But somehow he managed to get 6 children, Billy, Conrad, Helga, Alyssa, Janice, and Amy, out of her, and somehow she let him do it, until just after Amy was born, when they got into a huge fight and he got drunk again. And that night, she stuffed all of us into the van, and we came out here to Avocado Lime Ranch in the New Jersey countryside, away from everyone, and Mr. Harvey got put in jail, and now we're safe. Amy Harvey is only 1.5, so I don't think she will remember the house we lived in of Mr. Harvey. It was a 4-story Victorian, and Mr. Harvey had decorated badly with pictures of vampires to scare off burglars, but Mr. Harvey himself was scary enough for anyone. The ranch house only has 1 floor, which is good, because the little kids used to pound on my ceiling in the Harvey house. Oh, and I'm Lucinda Lucas, by the way. And there's another family member I forgot to tell you about, my very own yellow mutt named Jasper. Mom hasn't let any of the rest of us get pets, even Serena. One dog's enough, Mom always said. But then Jasper liked me better than everybody else, so I got my very own pet and everybody else didn't. We lived about 10 miles from a largest town called Crabapple. In Crabapple, there's a big store called Big Cart Mart, which is like Walmart, only bigger, and there's a full-size McDonald's inside of Big Cart Mart. It feels like being on a desert island with a roaring sea of people around you, and you're safe at McDonald's. No elbow bumping. Also in Crabapple is a big stone street-side church called the Heavenly Angel Church Plant. Of course, we only ever go to church on Easter Sunday or Christmas Eve, but Heavenly Angel offers food baskets to the poor and needy. It's October, so we thought we wouldn't be at church again until Christmas Eve, but with Mom out of work, we won't get food from Big Cart Mart. We'll get food from the Heavenly Angel Church Plant. When Mom brings home the first basket from Heavenly Angel, it says, Heavenly Angel Church Plant for May, Lucas, Carlo, La, and Harvey, Harvie. They misspelled Harvey, but it doesn't matter. Mr. Harvey doesn't deserve our respect. Chapter 2. I'm turning 13 in a week, and I don't know what I want for my birthday. I have to ask for something really good because turning 13 means I'll be a teenager, and that's really special. Maybe I could ask for a new bike. My old one is a hand-me-down from Serena, and it doesn't fit me or Elizabeth anymore. We already gave it to Lydia. No, that wouldn't work. Mom can't afford anything that big under the present circumstances. I could ask for a parakeet. Of course, Jasper is good enough for anyone, but a parakeet would be interesting. But Serena asked for one when she was 11, and she didn't get one, so that's the end of that. And I want a bunch of pop CDs, Cerebrellis mostly, but I can buy those with my allowance when I have money. And I love movies. But I don't have a DVD player because Mom says never trust digital technology, it gets stuck, and I always say never trust tapes, they get eaten. But Mom won the argument, so all I have is videotapes. I'm going to ask for a DVD player. The next day at the dinner table, Mom says, "So Lucinda, do you want one big present or lots? I mean, not lots, of little presents. The cheaper the better. Even though I don't really care about presents, I still wish she hadn't said that. Even so, I managed to blurt out, I want a DVD player before Mom can start lecturing about money. Mom looks at me. Do you want to get your ears pierced? Without thinking, I scream, no, I don't want holes punched in my ears. Serena wanted ear piercings when she was 13. I'm not Serena. I say, get me more milk, says Conrad. Say please, says Mom, please. Lydia, can you get him the milk? Absolutely. Lucinda, even though you're not Serena, you're not getting a parakeet. One dog's enough. I don't want a parakeet. Good. Can I have a DVD player so I don't embarrass my friends with old technology? I survived with videotapes. That's not the point. Speaking of friends, says Mom, with a word-changing to subject voice. Speaking of friends and school, we weren't talking about school. We are now. Now that I don't have a job, I can't buy materials for Grandma Bunsen to school you in the shed/turtle/shack, and you understand why. Bob was a complete idiot. Kiki wasn't. Anyway, let's get back on topic. And you can go to Crabapple Middle School while I try to figure out how a woman at a ranch house is supposed to find a job that can feed 12 children. Okay. Grandma Bunsen is Elizabeth's father's stepmother, who used to pick us up every morning and take us to her farm where we would learn stuff called school, as of today. Chapter 3. That's why at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 Greenwich Time, I'm at the bus stop with my half-sister Elizabeth in the pouring rain. She just turned 12 yesterday. I don't turn 13 until next week. Despite the fact that Elizabeth was 2 months premature and I was 4 weeks late, Elizabeth is taller than me. She turned out to have gorgeous golden wavy hair, eyes which boys call bright brilliant blue. People say my eyes are hazel, but they mostly seem muddy to me, and besides, who wants mousy hair? No hair like a brown rat bird's nest. Also, she hit puberty when she was 9, and she looks like she's about 15, so everyone thinks she's my older sister. Well, some people think she's not my sister at all. When we get to the bus stop, Elizabeth seems confident about going to public school because she's a bookworm and she's read about kids in real school in a million books. I usually climb trees while Lizzie is cozy inside of a book. I don't know anything. Serena has dyslexia, but she got over the worst of it when she was 10, and now she reads too. Lydia reads, the twins read, and even the Harvey kids are trying to read. I wish Serena was here, but she's going to high school in Greenplant Township. Serena is my only full sibling, and I really like having her around. I have never gotten really close to Elizabeth because she's not the nicest person on the planet, and besides, sometimes she likes She thinks she's the best because she's the only Carlo. She must get lonely sometimes, but I never really thought about that. I guess she's fine, but she can be kind of bossy. I trail behind Elizabeth as she climbs onto the school bus. Elizabeth says hi to the bus driver and keeps talking. I'm the new kid on the bus. My name's Elizabeth. Carlo, call me Liz. And this is my half-sister, Lucinda Lucas. Don't call her Lucy or my mom's gonna have a fit. I always want to be called Lucy, but for some reason Mom doesn't like it. I don't even know why. Liz starts talking again. I just turned 12 and Lucinda's turning 13 next week. We were homeschooled by Grandma Bunsen until yesterday, but Mom can't afford to buy materials or drive us over anymore because she's out of work. Elizabeth! I yell, sorry, says Liz. She walks straight to the back of the bus and I follow. I see two girls already sitting in the back seat of the bus. One of them is tall with strawberry blonde hair and lipstick. She's wearing trendy clothes and she looks like the kind of girl who wouldn't notice me in a million years. I'm soaked from a rain outside. I must look really embarrassing. The other girl looks like she's about 8 and she has long black hair. She looks Chinese. The strawberry blonde looks at us and says, hey, I'm Rosemary Richards, and this is Suzanne. She's Japanese, not Chinese. Thanks for telling me, says Liz, and then she introduces herself and me. Speaking of Chinese, says Rosemary really loud, Peggy X from down the street is getting on the bus with a brown-haired girl who seems to be yelling. Peggy X's last name is long and Chinese, so everyone calls her Peggy X. Now Peggy is the one yelling, yes, Martina, it looks fine, and the blouse does too. Are you sure? Yes. Girls, can you please be quiet? Asks a yellow-skirted bus monitor. She's nearly deaf, yells Peggy. Peggy, please be quiet. But Martina's almost deaf. Do you know sign language? Not yet. All right, Peggy, you may yell, sighs the monitor. I notice that Martina has hearing aids in both ears. I sit down next to Rosemary and stare out the window. Another girl is coming down the aisle. Everything about her is brown. Brown skin, brown hair, brown eyes, brown clothes, brown shoes, brown backpack. Hi, I'm Tasha, says the brown girl with an air of authority. Rosemary looks at Tasha like she's a bomb about to go off. Rosemary pulls Suzanne close and I lean in to hear her whisper, I can't stick up for you forever, Susie, but get off me, Lucinda. That girl looks like she's gonna cause big trouble. And that's when I know Rosemary Richards is racist. Chapter 4. By the time me and Elizabeth get home from school, I'm exhausted and my thoughts are spinning, confused. It wasn't the schoolwork itself, no. It was the fact that Rosemary bullied Tasha all day long in the locker rooms, on the track, in the cafeteria. I'm glad I'm in 8th grade, not 7th like them. As of today, Elizabeth decided to call herself Liz. As soon as we walk in, she says, Hi, Mom, call me Liz. I try it. Hi, Mom, call me Lucy. Yes to Liz, no to Lucy. Sorry, Lucinda, I can't tell you why. At least not right now, anyway. How about Lulu? How about Cindy? Just don't call me Lucinda, or worse, number 2. When Mr. Harvey was around, he cut us out by numbers in the order we were born. I was number 2. Mom sighs, Cindy then, and don't talk about Mr. Harvey. I still want to be called Lucy, but I don't tell her that. After dinner, I'm still thinking about Rosemary and Tasha and Susie. Dinner was cheap hamburgers topped with ketchup from the Heavenly Angel Church plant. What I really want to know is why Rosemary sticks up for Susie and bullies Tasha. In other words, why is African American worse than Japanese? It's getting dark, and I notice it's cloudy dark, not sunset dark. There's an October thunderstorm coming, and it looks like a big one. As the storm comes closer, I listen to my old pop CDs and try to forget everything. I guess it works because I forgot about Jasper's fear of thunderstorms until Jack Law Jr. is knocking on my bedroom door. My brothers can be really annoying. He yanks open the door and pokes his head in, obviously trying to tune out Hide and Seek by Imogen Heap. Have you seen Jasper? He asks. Only then do I remember that Jasper always runs away if there's a storm and we have to lock him in the house to keep him from escaping. But tonight I forgot all about Jasper and he was in his doghouse tied by that chain. I run to the living room. Helga Harvey is screaming because of the storm. I'm screaming because Jasper got off his chain. He's not in the doghouse. He's not in the ranch house. He's on the loose. I'm screaming. Helga is screaming. Liz is screaming that she saw me go outside in a storm. Only Serena remains calm. She comes out of the doghouse and asks what happened. I scream that Jasper is gone.